Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. Elementary school counseling and guidance services have become popular since the early 1900s. B, became popular during World War II. D, are a fairly new development which did not begin to gain momentum until the 1960s. D, none of the above. The answer is C. Elementary school counseling and guidance services are a fairly new development which did not begin to gain momentum until the 1960s. This is a fairly new fact to me, so I would recommend for both you, the listener, and myself to look into the history of elementary school counseling and guidance services that started in the 1960s, because it is a great history for counseling and the development of elementary school counseling and guidance services that could help young children through the hardships that they were experiencing during those times. What is acculturation? Acculturation is the process of adopting and learning the dominant culture through assimilation and adaptation. For example, say that an individual and their family moves to the United States. They would have to acculturate to the U.S. culture and learn how to live in the United States. This process can also be reversed if a U.S. individual moves to another country. They would have to acculturate to the dominant culture depending on where they move and learn how to live in that culture. It can be very stressful not knowing the language, what the culture is like, and how life will work out. But if you do your research beforehand, it may help. But I do know for a fact that many individuals move to different countries with little research because of a lot of scenarios that are taking place within the world. So it can be a stressful period. When working with a child who is diagnosed with ADHD, which of the following therapeutic approaches is most supported by research for effectively managing symptoms? A. Implement play therapy to explore the unconscious conflicts. B. Use a psychoanalytical approach to devolve into past traumas. C. Apply behavioral therapy techniques to modify specific behaviors. D. Encourage the child to engage in unstructured free play during sessions. The answer is D. Apply behavioral therapy techniques to modify specific behaviors to help effectively manage ADHD symptoms. This could be utilizing bracelets to help with chores and tasks. It can also utilize breaks for movement and setting small goals for the child to achieve to earn some sort of reward to help manage their symptoms. Which of these is not a measure of central tendency? A. Norm. B. Median. C. Mean. D. Mode. The answer is A. Norm is not a measure of central tendency. Measures of central tendency are the mean, median, and mode. The mean, median, and mode are the measures of central tendency. Mean, median, and mode are measures of central tendency. Norm is not a measure of central tendency. Research related to elementary school counselors indicate that A. Counselors of this ilk work hard, but just don't seem to have an impact on youngsters' lives. B. These counselors are effective, do make a difference in children's lives, and more counselors should be employed. C. Counselors of this ilk could be helpful if they would engage in more consultation work. D. Should be used primarily as disciplinarians, but this is not happening in most districts. The answer is D. Research related to elementary school counselors indicate that should be used primarily as disciplinarians, but this is not happening in most districts. I would personally recommend looking into the research that is related to this statement. Quite frankly, this is a new concept to me, so I do not have much to give. So there will be research on both ends. Let me know what you find in the comments, and when I find something, I will let you know. That is all 5 questions. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.